Hey guys, welcome to week 6 of the challenge. So far, we've gotten a lot of great feedback, a lot of great results. So we're just gonna keep tacking on some more tips and useful things for you guys to learn and keep the good results coming. So today we want to talk about strategizing for WODs and giving you guys a template for creating your own WODs, as well as a look into the mind of a coach as we're programming workouts and taking you guys through a class. So the goal of this week is to give you a better performance through mentally going through the workout before it's done, and then also knowing exactly everything that needs to be done before, during, and after a WOD as well. So let's start off with just like our general template, and there will be a template on the page below for you guys. You can print that off, copy paste, whatever you want to do, uh, put on your fridge, or just remember it. It's pretty simple. But the template goes like this. So first thing we want to do is warm up, get warm. So how many of you guys come into the box, open the door, go sit on the turf, and start rolling or stretching out? Should be a few of you guys raising your hands. I see you doing it. The first thing we've got to do is get warm. Our body's about to undergo a stimulus that we're going to have to adapt to. So it's stimulus. Another good way to think of that is stress. Not always bad stress, eustress, good stress, like weight training. So we want to prepare our bodies to do that. We're not like leopards in the wild where we can wake up from a nap and then go hunt instantly. We're not like that. We have to actually prepare to work. So first thing when you come in the door, open the door, walk into the box, log into Wodify, and log in and just log into Wodify. Just do it. You guys have got to start doing that. Okay, shit. All right. So first thing when you come into the box, uh, log into Wodify. Do that. Then go start your warm up. And we do a group warm up here for all of our workouts, but it's a great idea to start getting warm before that because it's going to actually make the warm up easier and actually more beneficial if you get started early. So row, double under practice, go do a bunch of lunges, and just get moving. So get your body warm, prepare it to work. You can't go and start stretching out instantly. That's like trying to stretch beef jerky. You guys need to have nice, soft, supple tissue, and you do that by getting it warm, bringing fluid to the joints. Just get warm. So how we warm up. We call this dynamic warm ups. Dynamic warm ups involve us preparing the body to work through movement. So, how many of you guys are used to uh, the old bodybuilder gym still philosophy of getting on a bicycle or a stationary bike and pedaling for 5 minutes? That was the warm up. That was the warm up I knew for like 3 years. Professionals recommended it, everything. Terrible idea. I will never recommend it in my life again. Okay, you've got to actually move and perform motions that you're going to do in the workout. If you don't know what's coming in the workout, then just perform a general broad spectrum warm up. We've got one here called Juka's warm up, and it's going to be 15 reps of pogo hops, air squats, toe touches, uh, single leg squat and push up complex, shoulder circles, iron crosses, which you lay on your back, touching your toe to each side, scorpion, which we lay on our stomach, turn to each side, and PVC pass-throughs at the end if that's on the warm-up that day. Sometimes it's not. So that's a great general one that hits a lot of different areas. So get warm. After you've gotten warm, the next thing to do is either work on mobility or static stretching. So mobility is pretty simple. If you know you've got an area that's going to be a little bit limited in its range of motion during the WOD, if your shoulders are tight and they don't, your overhead position looks like this when it should really be back here in this really good position, then get the lacrosse ball out, drive it into the upright, get that first rib pinned down, start working on that shoulder. This takes about 2 minutes minimum to 5 minutes at the least. Minimum, you should spend 2 to 5 minutes on it. Now, static stretching. Static stretching is great, but I want you to think of it in terms of less is more. So, a muscle tissue needs to be uh, either returned to or restored to its normal length so that it can contract optimally. Okay? If we become hyperflexible or hypermobile and that muscle tissue is too long, then it's going to have issues having peak contractile forces or producing that and contracting optimally. And we also run the risk of injury from actually stretching too much. So when you guys come in and there's a lot of squats that day, and the coach will tell you 1 minute each leg couch stretch for your quads, that's great. 2 minutes of static stretching just to loosen everything up. I do it a lot when we teach pistol squats. I also do calves as well because those are limiting factors. But don't spend 15 minutes stretching out before a workout. Just do what the coach is going to recommend for you. So, in our warm up heading, it's going to be our dynamic warm up and then mobility work, static stretching. That should take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. Now, during the WOD, there's not a whole lot in the template for doing the WOD, but remember as you're doing it, the most important thing that I would recommend from an athlete to another is keep track of your repetitions, stay focused in the workout. Don't try to worry about what's going on around you too much, what other people are doing, where they're at in the workout. You need to do your personal best. And if you're focusing on what other people are doing, you're doing just enough to beat another person, that's not your personal best. You need to do the best thing that you can, not just because you may not beat that person, but if you do beat that person and you only work just enough to beat them, I bet you had more in you, and your personal best is better than that. So work on your personal best. Keep track of your repetitions, good quality repetitions. No rep yourself once in a while. Don't get discouraged when someone no reps you. We only want you guys to improve and have a really good experience with us, and just basically improve over time. So we've got to actually have baselines set for movements, and that's why we no rep in WODs. Competitions, it's a different reason for no repping, but for here, when we're no repping you in just a workout, that's why. We want to improve quality movement. So you should do it on yourself as well if you catch yourself doing it. So keep track of your reps, stay focused on you. Now, cool down, pretty simple stuff. A general rule of thumb is if the shorter your workout, the more of a cool down you need. So after Fran, it's a great time to go get on a rower and just hit 1,000 meters nice and easy, or spend 5 minutes on there, or grab a jump rope and just do some singles, or walk around, shake your hands out, move, do some stretching. Now's a great time to do static stretching during your cool down. I'll talk about that in a second. But the longer your workout goes, let's do the inverse. The longer the workout, say like a hero WOD, or like JT, or something that's got 2 miles of running and it's 600 repetitions of gymnastics moves. That's something you can probably just flat out lay on the ground and lay there for a little bit. That's your cool down right there. Majority of the time after our WODs, we'll have you guys just clean up weights, spray down the area. That's got you moving. That's got you got your joints moving, got your muscle tissues returning to normal range of motion, your heart rate calming down, and your nervous system also calming down as well. So if there is a prescribed cool down, don't leave. Do it. If there's not a prescribed cool down, then just clean the weights up. Do what we always do up here and make the area very nice for the next class coming in. So during your cool down, this is the time to hit static stretching if you're wanting to do that. So if you know you've got a problem area like your psoas is always really tight, or if you've got tight triceps, now's a great time to hit that because there's probably 5 to 10 minutes before the next class starts, and you can grab a band and hit that stuff. You can mash those triceps and then go into a stretch. Now hit that static stretching because the muscle tissue is warmed up. We're not about to work any further. We're not running a risk of injury by having hyperflexibility. You probably can't make it hyperflexible after working out, which is another reason to do it now. But static stretching during the cool down, only a little bit in the warm up. So recovery, when we think about recovery, I also think about nutrition. If you guys are on a nutrition category that requires you to get carbohydrates and protein after working out immediately, one of my favorite things to do is liquid nutrition. That's 20 ounces of coconut water for me and 2 scoops of Progenics, or sometimes a whey protein isolate if I don't have Progenics. I only say that because sometimes I don't have it. And those are the 2 things that I will use. Now, you don't have to go for liquid calories. Whole food is always better. For me, it's a convenience thing. I get done working out at 5:10, and the class starts at 5:15. Normally, I've got everything prepped already. I don't got to worry about that. I can just grab my shake and go. But I don't want to sit there eating and munching off food while I'm telling people to warm up. Not the best business practice. So I don't do that. So that's our template, and that's going to be underneath the video on the page. Warm up, WOD, or in the WOD, and then cool down. Those are the things we want to hit while we do those things. So cool. Got it under 10 minutes. That was my goal in this video. Now, strategy. Just a couple quick minutes on strategy before you go into a WOD. Let's use 13.5 as an example. For you guys who are unfamiliar, that was the open workout, the 5th open workout in 2013. That was 105-pound thrusters and chest to bar pull-ups. You had 4 minutes to complete 100 reps. You did that 15 reps at a time. So 15 thrusters, 15 chest to bar pull-ups. Repeat another round. If you got 100 reps, then you got to move into the next round with another 4 minutes to complete more reps, and so on and so forth. I missed that workout, that margin by 4 reps because I got no repped a lot. When you are about to approach a workout, and I say that because it's my example, and I'm going to explain to you how I could have avoided that. Think about what's the most difficult movement going to be. For me, that was thrusters. I got great upper body strength. I'm not very heavy. I can rock out chest to bars no problem any day of the week. I got them. Now, if I've got something that's difficult, so in this case thrusters, think of a rep scheme that might be more beneficial than just going unbroken. So instead of 15 thrusters, maybe I should have done 5 reps at a time and forced myself to put that bar down so that I could recover, regain my focus, let my legs recover a little bit, then regain my focus and really focus on my form and getting good repetitions. So, also that's number 2. Number 3 is going to be, I had a cheat sheet here and I can't read my own writing. So number 3 is going to be positive mental attitude. So you've looked at the workout, you know your element that's going to be rough. You've come up with a strategy by breaking up repetitions. Diane's another good example, 21-15-9, handstand push-ups and deadlifts. Reverse that, deadlifts, handstand push-ups. A lot of people don't got 21 straight handstand push-ups. Do the whole thing in 3s. You'll probably have a better workout. So you found a rep scheme to break that movement up. Now the next thing's positive mental attitude. So Matt Chan, who's one of the great athletes and also the coach for Team USA in the world in the last competition on CrossFit HQ had, explained to me once that when you're about to go into a workout, think of what your goal is. Is your goal something negative? Is it, I'm not going to put the bar down? I'm not going to finish last. I'm not going to finish second. The word not is in all of those, and you've already kind of doomed yourself a little bit by having that negative state of mind. So I challenge you, come up with a positive one. And this, I know this is kind of hocus pocus stuff you see in self-help books, but it does work. If you guys will, instead of say, I will not put the bar down, say to yourself, I'm going to do these reps unbroken. Or instead of, I'm not going to finish last, I'm going to do the best I can. Or my favorite one is, I'm not going to stop. That's my favorite one personally, is I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop and rest. I'm not going to go walk around. I'm in it to win it. I want to get this workout in as best I can. So get a positive mental outlook. Another thing he taught me and Charles at the competitors course was think of a very positive time in your life when you felt very powerful. For him, that was at regionals when he won an event, and Dave Castro, leader of programming for CrossFit, was standing right across from him and pointing at him and going like Matt Chan, like pointing him out like he won. And then Matt Chan's just over here like this. He's got his hands up. He's the happiest dude in the world. I have seen Matt Chan in videos behind a crowd of people where no one can see him or he thinks no one can, have his hands up, closing his eyes, just looks like he's stretching. He's not. He's actually memorizing that time. He felt really great, really powerful. Do it before you work out. Just another tip. So now the last part, be willing to throw your plan out the window and change it on the fly. So I told you guys that thrusters were going to be my hard movement in 13.5. Thrusters were actually not what got me. It was chest to bar pull-ups. I ended up halfway through breaking my 15 thrusters up into sets of 5, and that saved me a lot of time because I forced myself put the bar down and regain my focus because I could do 5 thrusters at a time. I can't do 15 at a time. So I earned some time back by changing to those 3 sets of 5 for thrusters rather than 15. The last thing I wish I could have changed, I did butterfly chest to bar pull-ups. If I'd have done kipping, I would not have received as many no reps because my chest would have touched the bar more frequently. So I thought in my mind that butterfly is the fastest way to do it. I'll accept the no reps, and then I'll just try to keep going. Well, I got a lot of no reps, so once I changed to the kipping, I found that I got a lot better at hitting the repetitions without defaulting on the score. So I didn't have I didn't really have much of a plan at all going in, and I changed it to suit my needs. And if I'd have done a little bit of planning beforehand, looking at that workout, if I'd have planned it this way, I would have known I should break up my thrusters, and I would have been ready to change chest to bars if I'd gotten over 5 reps or 5 no reps. I got a lot of no reps. I got about like 11 or 12. So be willing to change your strategy, especially in competition WODs. And when you're just working out, experiment a little bit. All right, so there's a template down on the page a little bit, and that's completely take it, copy, paste it, print it off, memorize it if you want to. And if you guys go on the road and you're doing your own thing, or if you're just at home that day, take that template and put it to use. All right, I will see you guys in the next challenge. And yeah, that's it. I think that's all I want to tell you guys right now. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.